Hey guys, how we doing? Got myself a little punch list of stuff I'm probably going to go over, but I'll start off with the bug. That 72 Super Beetle I looked at, as you saw, I kind of ended up looking and seeing a lot of rust in the ass end. And is it fixable? Yes. She was asking $1,000 for it, and it's worth $1,000. It'll sell for $1,000. But to me, it's kind of the lowest on the VW food chain, being a Super Beetle. Let me put it that way, this way. If you're going to put 100 hours labor into something and you turn it from $1,000 car into a $2,500 car, say, and then you put $400 of material in it, your effort or your energy is best. If your energy is better used on another project that takes that 100 hours and generates you $3,000 or $4,000, you're kind of foolish to kind of go chase that. If there's no other option, fine, or if that's what your passion was, fine. But for me, bugs in general and Super Beetles are just not it. I like the buses more. So anyway, I made an offer for $600 on it. I told her, I showed her, I called her out and showed her how much rust was in the ass. And if you grab the back bumper, you could take the back bumper moving up and down 3 inches, because everything underneath that would support that was all gone. So with that, I said, to me, it's worth $600. I figure I get a motor and trans out of it. Worst case, everything else is ratty or unfixable. Because generally what happens is you start looking more into them, you start finding more and more problems than the 15 minutes that you invested in the initial look. That's through experience, trust me. So I said, I go, if you put it on Craigslist, more likely you're going to sell it for $1,000. You shouldn't have a problem getting that. To me, it's worth $600. I tried selling it over to Brian because he wanted to put a beater together, but he passed on it too. So that's where it ended up. I saw it go on Craigslist, or someone told me it went on Craigslist, and it went pretty quick because the guy was back down again. So it sold for $1,000, which it more than we should have. Not only that, I just don't have the time to be taking another project that's going to sit in my backyard or my friend's backyard for years until I go and I get to it. So unless it's something that's really up my line, I'm kind of glad that it went on its merry way, as I still have 4 vehicles in my possession that need lots of love. So alright, so that's the bug. So be it. Too bad. Oh well. The in-laws property, we are in the process of emptying still. It is closing in 15 days. It did sold very easily. That's kind of a mental roller coaster, getting rid of more for my wife than me, but when you're partners with somebody, when it affects one person, it affects both of you. You kind of become one in a way. That and all the sheer amount of stuff that you end up taking out of the house, and it gives you anxiety just trying to have to go and deal with all that volume of what you're going to do with it. You're trying to make plans for it. I'm going to have a yard sale, I'm going to have this, I'm going to get rid of it there. It's just another burden to go put on yourself. Sure, it makes some income, but you go and you empty the basement, you make $2,000, but you spend a week and a half trying to go and do it, So that's still in the process. We still have a couple more trips to go back there and get some of the bigger machines, the drill presses and that kind of stuff. And away it goes, and whatever I do not take, or we do not take, ends up going with the house as part of the deal. They have to clean out all mattresses, old furniture, all that kind of stuff, which more than likely they're probably just going to call in one of the Goodwill kind of deals, and they generally kind of clean up 90% of it, and then they'll just have to deal with old paint cans and that kind of stuff that's still left in the basement. So that's what's going on with the house. Actually, I should show you what hardware. Let's go so we can do this without shutting you off. So you saw last time I had filled up about a drawer worth of hardware that I took out of the house, which I believe was going to be that drawer. And it was about 2/3 full. I remember I had some gaps and some filling spots in it. Well, as you can see, that drawer is much fuller because I went back and I took a bunch of the smaller hardware. All the stuff that's on the left there. Wait. And that drawer. Yep, pack rat. And a little overflow up here. I kind of try to clean out this drawer a little bit. No, we're not done. And then I cleaned out underneath the toolbox. Put wheels on that guy. There's one of those. That keeps going. And more trays. More boxes. More hardware. More hardware. But you just kind of can't help yourself, you know. If you use the stuff and you know how much the stuff costs you every time you go out, and it's not even the stuff, how much the stuff costs you, is that every time that you got to go run to the hardware store. You know, I'm in a town, fortunately, which is maybe only 10-15 minutes to get something. But it's a pain in the ass. You're working on something and you got to go chase a part, a piece of hardware or something. You know, do that 2 or 3 times a day. So it's all here now. Anything standard size metric, no, because it was too old for metric when metric was common. But anything standard size I definitely have. So let's just say anything I create, I'm going to create using standard hardware. How's that? Let's talk about. I want to give a shout out to Amesie's Corner, guys. If you guys are watching him, he's one of our local motorheads who works in a regular shop and puts videos up of working on stuff in a regular full-fledged repair shop. Went and hooked me up with some stuff, so go check out his channel. I think you'll like it, really do. He keeps like an overflow bucket of all the stuff that they take apart and scrap, and kind of connects me with different deals. So this is another bucket of that kind of stuff. And you never know what you're going to go find when you go dig into it. Bearings, wheel adapters. Who knows? Who knows how I dump that out and go hunt through it. Yeah, it's like a set of wheel adapters. So there. And then he found this really heavy cast pulley. That sucker's got to be about 18 inches across. He said he thought of me when he saw that. So he grabbed me those two guys, and I want to appreciate for that. I'm going to try to probably set up some shelving in here for some of this stuff and try to organize myself. I keep trying to organize myself, but unfortunately you bring more crap home than you do have spaces for it, as you can kind of tell. It just gets out of control again. You know, you clean up generally every spring I clean up. And by the end of every winter, it looks like this again. So, trailer, we're making another video. Still working on that. What else we got to talk about? That and the weather's been crappy here. Flip my lens around. The weather's been crappy here. So, the only project I had really kind of going on was the trailer, but I wasn't going to go work on the trailer in the 40-mile-an-hour winds that were yesterday, or the rain that was the day before that. So I've been having a bit of a trouble trying to motivate myself to get out and get some stuff done. When the weather changed, it was good, but let's just say I'm dealing with a bunch of stuff that takes the drive out of you a bit. So that's why it's been kind of a little slow and lax, like working on the bike with a double cab, just because the want, gotta fight to have the want there, you know, create to have the want there. So I'm hoping to get there. I'm also getting really busy. That's on to the next one with doing a bunch of work for friends of mine, actually same ones that own the trailer and own the buildings. Seems like I'm doing a lot more and more welding for them. So the I'm all set up to do welding here. If I have to weld something here, I'm fine. But as far as trying to go do a welding project at somebody else's location, which is it's a lot of building stuff, stuff that's structure, requires me to put everything in my truck and go over and go work from that location, and that's becoming more and more popular with them. So I am going to be probably getting a new welder. Goes on sale at April 1st. I'm going to grab a Miller 211, I believe is what I'm going to go for. And the the advantage of that machine is that it is an inverter welder. If you guys don't know what that is, it's transformer and inverter. Transformer's been around forever. Transformer is, just as it says, a big winding that generates the power to go welding with, but the transformer has a lot of weight to it. So if you're trying to haul it around and bring it up on scaffolding and ladders and all that kind of stuff, it's could be a bear, let's put it that way. So the Miller 211 that is out is a inverter welder. I'll have to go look at welders. Inverter welder. An inverter is done through a different technology. I won't get into that, but let's just say this is a transformer welder, and I think it weighs about, I'm gonna say 70 pounds with no wire in it, and then it's got a 10-pound spool, so it's like 84 pounds, and it only runs on 220. The inverter welder has a dual plug on it. It can run on 120 or 240. Either way it can run, and it limits it how much it can put out on the 120. But what's nice about that is if you want to go and you want to buzz something small inside wherever location, you always have power to it. Where what's been going on with this, I've been working on a building that is 120 feet wide by 400 feet long, and it has two plugs, two 220 volt plugs. So I have an extension cord that weighs 200 pounds. So you can imagine lugging that thing around and trying to get to all the locations. So I ended up setting up my welder on my smaller trailer, my gas-powered welder, and I'm using that as a power supply to run the MIG welder. Anyway, going back to, I'm rambling. This is a plasma cutter, but it's inverter welder. This weighs 10 pounds. If that was a transformer plasma cutter, that would also be about 70-80 pounds. So there's the bonus of what you get with the inverter setup, and plus a bunch of other features. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to go and start setting up and going for. I was thinking about selling this welder. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep one of them set up for flux core, for dirty, rusty kind of metal, and that may either be this one, or I also have this Miller, which is, it's probably about the same output. I know it's dirty. Same output as the other Lincoln that's over there. And one of those are going to get sold, so they make some room and also kind of recoup a little bit of the money. The Miller 211 I think is around 1,079, and it's supposed to be going on sale. So it's not terrible, and it'll make its money back just by doing work. So one of those is going. Did I ramble long enough? Shut my compressor off. I guess I did. So anyway, I am gonna go and grab some breakfast, and then come back here and start getting back on the trailer. So you can go watch me on that video, hopefully, and we'll go from there. So I guess I'd call this a vlog of sorts. And I just want to thank everybody for comment, watching, subscribing. I'll catch you later.